Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to learn English using some of the most talked about topics from last week, the week of July 10th. We'll talk about a fake website scam related to the ENEM exam, and we'll also take a quick look at some economic news. So if you want to improve your vocabulary while staying updated, then let's get started. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here, whether you're practicing your English or just keeping up with current events.
Exactly. And tonight, we're bringing you a case that's both shocking and a big lesson in online safety, especially for students.
Earlier today, the federal police in Brazil launched an operation targeting a criminal group that created fake registration websites for the ENEM 2024.
Now, for those who don't know, the ENEM is Brazil's national high school exam. It's a major test for students who want to apply to universities.
And here's the problem. More than 35,000 students thought they were registering for the exam, but instead, they were sending money to scammers.
That's right. Each person lost about 85 reais, which means the total damage is over 3 million reais. That's a huge amount.
It is. The scammers were very strategic. They built websites that looked almost identical to the official ENEM platform.
And then, and this is important, they paid for ads on social media. That means the fake sites were showing up right at the top when people search for ENEM registration.
So you can imagine, students, in a rush to meet the deadline, click the first link they see, it looks official, it asks for their info, and it even asks for the registration fee.
And they paid using Pix, which is Brazil's instant payment system. The money was sent right away, but not to the government or to the official exam board.
Instead, the money landed in a private company's bank account. And according to the police, this company has a long history of complaints. People saying they were charged but never got any service.
Now, this is where things get really interesting. The federal police discovered that one of the main suspects has at least 15 past charges for fraud. That's not just a mistake, that's a pattern.
And this case is not only about money. Many of these students missed the exam last year because of this scam, which means they lost an entire year of opportunity.
That's heartbreaking. Imagine studying for months only to find out your registration wasn't real.
And what's more, some students didn't realize they were scammed until the day of the exam. They showed up at the test center and their names weren't on the list.
That must have been devastating. And now police are issuing strong warnings to all future candidates.
Yes, and those warnings are super important, especially in the digital age.
One of the key parts of this investigation is how the money was handled. The police found that most of the payments went through a fintech, a digital financial platform.
Right, and this wasn't just any platform. The account belonged to a company that's already well known online for suspicious activity.
Exactly. There are multiple complaints from people saying they were charged for services or products and never received anything in return.
So it seems this company may have been used intentionally for scams. Or even worse, it could have been part of the scam itself.
The federal police mentioned that the company received the payments in a business account, not a personal one. That allowed them to receive thousands of PIX transfers without triggering automatic alerts.
And it's important to highlight that the fake websites looked very professional. Some students said the design, colors, and even the language used were almost identical to the official ENEM site.
That's a big part of why so many people were fooled. The scammers took time to make everything look legit.
And when you're dealing with tight deadlines, like ENEM registration, people tend to act fast and trust the first result that pops up online.
That's why the federal police are urging all candidates to be extra cautious. They released a few simple guidelines to avoid falling into traps like this.
First, always double-check the website URL. The official ENEM site is hosted by the gov.br domain and should always include inep.gov.br.
Second, check where your PIX payment is going. The receiver must be listed as INEP, or Instituto Nacional de Estudios y Pesquisas Educacionales.
And third, don't rely only on social media ads. Even if it appears at the top of your screen, that doesn't mean it's safe.
Sponsored ads can be used by anyone, even scammers. The best way is to type the website address directly or use an official government portal.
Another tip, keep screenshots of everything, your payment, confirmation page, and emails. These can help in case of problems later on.
While we're on the topic of international news, we have a major update from the United States that's putting Brazil in the spotlight once again.
That's right. Starting August 1st, a 50% tariff will be imposed on several Brazilian products exported to the U.S., announced by former President Donald Trump.
This move could have a serious impact. The U.S. is Brazil's second-largest trading partner, right after China.
Let's take a look at the top 10 Brazilian products exported to the U.S. and how this tariff might affect them.
First on the list, coffee. Brazil is the world's largest coffee exporter, and in 2024, it exported nearly $2 billion worth to the U.S.
With a 50% tariff, coffee prices could rise for American consumers, and Brazilian producers could face serious margin pressure.
Second, beef. The U.S. was the destination for over 530,000 tons of Brazilian beef last year, generating over $1.6 billion.
The meat industry is worried. Companies like Minerva, JBS, and Marfrig could lose profits or be forced to reduce exports.
Number 3, orange juice. The U.S. bought more than 40% of Brazil's orange juice exports in 2024, which totaled $1.3 billion.
With the new tariff, the total tax could increase by over 500%, making exports almost unviable.
Number 4, oil. Brazil exported $5.8 billion in oil to the U.S. last year, but oil is expected to stay exempt from this new tariff.
Same goes for pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, and critical minerals. These are not included according to the investigation under Section 232.
Number 5, aircraft. Brazil exported around $2.4 billion in airplanes to the U.S., mostly from Embraer.
Aircraft tariffs would severely affect Embraer's main market, representing over 60% of exports in this category.
Number 6, semi-finished iron and steel. The U.S. bought 70% of all Brazilian exports in this group. That's more than $2.8 billion.
Number 7, construction materials, including engineering goods. Brazil sent about $2.2 billion worth to the U.S.
Number 8, wood products, totaling $1.6 billion. Experts say that if Brazil loses competitiveness, countries like Canada and the EU could take its place.
Number 9, machinery and engines. Exports were $1.3 billion, and the tariff could hurt Brazilian manufacturers like WEG.
And finally, number 10, electronics. Brazil exported $1.1 billion to the U.S. in this sector in just the first half of 2024.
This is a huge issue. Higher tariffs could mean fewer exports, higher prices in the U.S., and a potential drop in employment across industries in Brazil. Economists are already warning that retaliation might impact sectors like agriculture, aviation, and energy, which are sensitive on both sides.
Meanwhile, companies in Brazil are pushing the government to seek diplomatic solutions before taking drastic steps.
The U.S. Chamber of Commerce also released a note saying the measure could damage not just bilateral trade, but also investor confidence.
As of now, we don't know if Brazil will actually respond with tariffs. But one thing is clear, this situation is far from over.
For students of economics and international relations, this is real-time history, a perfect example of how global trade and politics are deeply connected.
And for our English learners, we hope this conversation helped you expand your vocabulary around business, diplomacy, and global news.
Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell for more real-world English practice.
And let us know in the comments, do you think Brazil should retaliate or look for negotiation first?
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next conversation. Bye-bye.